Well, I mean, I guess it was really only a matter of time until I talked about... Just so it's absolutely clear, Succession doesn't have one perfect scene, it has about 40 hours worth of perfect scenes. But when it came down to it, the scene that stuck most with me, that I had the most to say about, has to be Season 1's vote of non-confidence. But, as always, some quick context. Succession follows King Lear as he passes down his kingdom... Succession follows Rupert Murdoch as he runs... God damn it. Succession follows the exploits of the Roy family, the owners of a huge American media conglomerate, currently run by its founder, Logan Roy. The main conflict of pretty much the whole show is Logan versus kids, all of which are itching for a chance to get the top spot as CEO. But Logan, being the relentless bastard that he is, just won't let it go. Whether he loves his kids or his company more is an ongoing question that the show asks for about 4 seasons. In the scene we find ourselves today, brokenest boy Kendall and his shit-talker brother Roman have colluded to call for a vote of non-confidence on their dad. The man had a stroke and, according to them, has been acting erratic ever since. Not a man you want in charge of billions of dollars. Unfortunately for our guys, Kendall gets called away at the very last minute to convince a board member to vote his way, and gets caught in traffic on his way to the meeting. But that is the least of their concerns. This meeting goes as badly as a meeting can go. And not because Kendall has to betray his dad over the phone, or because no one really stays loyal to the cause, but because Logan won't effing leave.
I'm afraid since you are the subject of the vote, you need to recuse yourself, Logan.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking amateur hour at the fucking circus.
You don't get to vote and you don't get to comment, is the situation. You really should leave the room.
Okay, fine, vote.
Traditionally, the person the board is voting on leaves the room so that the board can be impartial and not fear retribution for speaking their minds. But these rules don't apply to a man who can't even begin to give a shit. And so, inevitably, it goes downhill immediately. Logan lets Kendall say his little piece and then lets some of the board vote, just to see who the rats are. He then proceeds to bully everyone else on the board until he gets his way.
Go on. Well, join the rats. You better be smelling your fucking armpit, Romulus.
Because he always gets his way. This scene is, without exaggeration or hyperbole, the most uncomfortable I have ever been watching a piece of media. Maybe I just watch more pleasant content usually, or maybe I'm just a baby, but never have I more wanted to crawl out of my own skin and fly to another continent than when watching this scene. Even in context of the rest of the show, with episodes that absolutely do not pull their punches, there just seems to be a special kind of evil reserved for this scene. Just seeing everything go wrong for our young entrepreneurs and watching everyone who was so vehemently anti-Logan just a few minutes prior suddenly get so completely shut down, so instantly stricken with the fear of death as Logan commands the room. But it's not just the wholesale discomfort of the scene that makes it so great. It's the fact that it so neatly encapsulates the dynamics that will come to define these characters and this show for the rest of its run. For the next 3 seasons, Kendall will keep trying to get one over on his dad and take his place as CEO. Roman will keep flip-flopping between what he believes in and what his dad wants from him, and Logan will keep fucking it all up. There's of course more to this show, more characters, more conflicts. I haven't even talked about Siobhan. But it's this scene in various forms for the next 3 seasons or so. And that idea begs a question of its own. With the status quo as unchanging as Succession's, how does it remain engaging? How do we stay invested in a dynamic that always reverts back to this scene? Logan always stays in power. His kids always fold, no matter what. I think it's a few things. Firstly, the obvious. The characters are written with such depth and complexity and performed so charismatically that I would be very happy just watching them do paperwork. Second, while the main dynamic basically remains unchanged, major conflicts and character shifts do happen all the time. Even if Logan remains as CEO, we do see substantial changes. Roman, for one, finally speaks up to his dad after years of looking the other way.
It was horrible with Jerry, so I'm just, and I don't know if, and don't listen to this if you don't want to, but I'm not totally okay with, are you kind of just being shitty with me? Because your son is getting married, and you can't fucking keep expecting me to bend over for you, like being cunty, so I'm just asking, so, yeah, that's the question. Are you a cunt? Okay, give me a buzz.
Kendall becomes a complete husk of a man after the events of season 1,
Because my dad told me to.
and so on. Lastly, and I'd say most importantly, is that the static status quo of the show isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's a testament to how completely overpowering Logan really is. As much as the show gets us to empathize with this family, Logan is a supervillain, an immovable object with no unstoppable force. For Logan, it's always been do or die, so the show follows suit. Logan is basically untouchable, right up until he dies. I feel I may have strayed away a tinge from the scene I wanted to talk about, so let's focus back on it for a second. The reason this scene works is because it displays this immovability of Logan so well. The kids come up with a plan, a good plan, a basically foolproof plan, and it doesn't matter even a little in the face of Logan. For Succession, he is immovable.
My hunch is that you're going to get fucked. Because I've seen you get fucked a lot. And I've never seen Logan get fucked once.